attention to the agenda that was published and sent to us. Just wondering if there's any announcements or changes to the agenda that has been submitted.
I did send out some updates, but they were just supplemental to all of the existing agenda items.
Okay. That was earlier today, correct?
Correct.
All right, hearing none, let's move on to the minutes from the August 17th, 2020 meeting. And again, that should be in the packet. Hopefully everyone has had an opportunity to look through that and read it and be open to a motion for approval of those minutes.
I'll move for approval.
Larry, is there a second?
I'll second.
Kenyon? Okay, Kim, well, let's run the roll call of votes here.
Sure. Tim Wollensee?
Yay?
Jeremiah Jones?
Yay.
Kenyon Williams?
Yay.
Larry Selchable?
Aye.
That's everyone that's here. Oh, Dennis. Are you there, Dennis? All right, it's still through 4-0. We'll see that if it comes next.
Okay. Hi, Dennis.
Hello.
Hi, Dennis.
Would you like to vote to approve the agenda, to approve the minutes?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just got my sound. Yes, I will approve. Yes.
Okay, the minutes are approved. And let's move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the Photoville fence project. And we have with us, no, citizens to be heard. I'm sorry, I skipped ahead of that. Are there citizens to be heard at today's meeting that are not on the agenda?
There's no one on the call phone line, so no one here.
Okay, then we will move right into the reports and information. The first one is the Photoville fence project. And we have Danica McDonald, the Special Projects Manager at the Arts Partnership, TAP. And welcome to you, Danica. Go ahead and take it away.
Hi, thank you for having me. Like Tim said, my name is Danica McDonald, and I am the Special Projects Coordinator at the Arts Partnership. And next month, we are bringing a project called the Photoville Fence to 3 locations across Fargo, Moorhead, and West. And this is a nationally juried photography exhibition featuring more than 85 photographers. And this will be printed on vinyl and displayed on public fencing. Total, the exhibition amounts to more than 1,000 feet. And the images in this exhibition range from profound to beautiful to whimsical, and they all revolve around the themes of streets, creatures, nature, play, food, and people. And this all started in Brooklyn, New York, and since then it has been featured in cities throughout the country. And we happen to be a first for this project. This will be the first time that one exhibition will be featured across 3 different cities. And this project is sponsored by 702 Communications and also by the Fargo Moorhead CVB. And one of my favorite things about this project is that it features 7 artists from across Minnesota, North Dakota, and South Dakota, meaning it will not only feature a diverse array of artists from across the world, but it also features artists and subjects that are familiar to our area. And the full list of artists will be announced on October 5th. We're still getting the final touches on finalizing our Moorhead location, so I can't officially announce that or the date of the installation, but know that it's coming soon. And we will also be having some special programming to go along with the fence. So follow the Arts Partnership on Facebook to be kept up to date on the location and the programming and everything to do with that. and this will all be completely free to the public, and we're really excited about bringing this to our area because it's such a great way for everyone across our communities to get outside this fall and interact with some really fantastic art. And I'm happy to take any questions about this project.
Well, thank you. My first question was going to be, where will it be? But since you already said we can't know that yet. Can you give us any idea of locations that you have considered that might possibly be at?
I can tell you for sure the confirmed locations in Fargo is Rolt Farm, and West Fargo is the Shields Soccer Complex, and we are in talks with MSUM to get that there.
How long will the display be visible in each location?
That is up to each of the location hosts. Typically, it goes from a month to a month and a half, but Photoville has given us the go-ahead to keep it up for as long as is right for our community.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool. Any other questions? Well, we appreciate the update from you today, Danica, and we wish you the best on moving forward with this project and the other things that you do in the Fargo Moorhead community.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the next report from Michelle Churchill, who is the project artist with the I-94 Identity Tower. Welcome to you, Michelle.
Yeah, Lisa, did you want to go over part of it? Is that what you mentioned?
Well, if Chair Wolzian would indulge me, that I'm Lisa Bodie with the City of Moorhead, and Kim Satrowski and I have been working with the Churchill group. So I just wanted to take and Kelly Churchill. Note to the Art and Culture Commission, I know you've received updates on this project before. Moorhead Public Service is rehabilitating its second of, it's rehabilitated 2 of its water towers, has a 3rd tower yet to be constructed, for which an artistic design has already been approved, and is now planning for next summer to update and rehabilitate the final water tower in Moorhead, which will be I-94. So this project is similar to those in that we've included some public art, but it's a little different because the other towers have been largely neighborhood based and visible from walking paths and slow speed driving. And now we have the challenge of doing the I-94 tower, which is visible largely from highway speeds, and so takes a little bit different approach. And of 22 artists that responded to the call for artists early this spring, the Churchill group was selected in part due to their the dynamic approach that they had that included significant public participation. Little did we know we would face a pandemic, but I would say they've risen to the challenge. And at this point, I'll turn it over to Michelle to talk a little bit.
Lisa, I've lost you here. Is anybody else having that trouble?
Yeah, I'm not hearing Lisa very well.
I'm sorry, I'll do my best. Yeah, it seems like I'm getting a little bit choppy reception. So I'll turn it over to Michelle to talk about the project.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Michelle.
Hello. Yeah, we've been busy with this project. We first started off by making a Facebook account called My Moorhead Tower. If you guys have been following along, we've been posting 3 to 5 times a week, just about facts about Moorhead, trying to keep the community involved in what we posted about the tower of the updates. We made flyers and I put them around local places in Moorhead with a QR code of the survey that we had the community get involved in. The survey took about 4 minutes, just questions about what they're proud about Moorhead, what's significant to them, and questions like that. I went on to the Sweet Treats ice cream truck and handed out children coloring sheets to see if children had any good ideas to put on the tower. And then the QR code was also on that sheet for parents to fill out that survey. So after we collected the results, we had a few meetings in between and we came up with a few concepts, met with Lisa and Kim several times, just went over specific ideas. And then we ended up coming to a conclusion of a few ideas, and then we went out ahead again with a new survey for the community to look at those designs. And then now we're almost there, just some few more tweaks, and we're getting close.
Great. So can you tell us a little bit about the design there that was selected? And it looks to me like it might be a combination of number 1 and 2. Is that correct?
Are you talking about the 1 and 2 options
Right.
that was sent out on Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Those, I think that we're gonna lean towards those options. I'm coming to these. So we're definitely going with the native trees, and then on this sheet here that everyone has, that I think I have the updated version of this. But the crazy tree is actually on here as well. I don't know if you guys see that one.
Yeah.
You do see that edition? Okay, I might have the
I didn't notice it earlier, but
but yeah, so we just went with the concept of trees and river to keep it simple due to the highway and the speed of travel people will be going on that road. And we just wanted to add in the crazy tree to make people feel like they're at home. And then we have a lot of pride in our state, so that also was an addition to the design. A lot of people really like the St. Cloud water tower, so this was my way of adding some fun, crazy river, but not copying, obviously, the St. Cloud water tower.
right. And so the design will have the word Moorhead written twice on the raft, correct?
So it's visible from both sides.
From both east and west?
Yep.
Okay.
And a lot of the community talked a lot about nature and the path that Moorhead has, so that's why we came up with the design we did.
Any other questions or comments from the commission? And tell me again what the timeline is for installation. I saw it. I know I've heard this before.
The final
Ins-
submission of the design will be November 1st for me.
Okay.
We still have some lighting aspects to go over.
Installation, and I hope my internet connection is working again, but installation would be next summer. They want to build the South Moorhead water tower before starting the rehabilitation of the other of the I-94 tower. So we won't see this design until next fall.
Okay.
The design becomes part of the bid documents for Moorhead Public Services contractor. So that's why we have such a strong lead time.
Gotcha.
I didn't see anywhere, but does a local individual get the privilege of going up there in a man basket to paint, or is this someone outside of Moorhead?
It's outside of Moorhead. I don't recall where the last contractor has been from, but it's a specialty procedure that is it's not like we hire someone just to paint. It's part of the rehabilitation, and it's a very specific paint type. So we leave that to the bidding processes of Moorhead Public Service.
All right.
So because we leave it to an outside source, there is a possibility of someone changing, not intentionally, but changing the design because that's not what exactly they do. They do a normal paint, right?
The design will be mapped out and it'll be applied somewhat like a stencil. And Kim, maybe you have a little bit more background with some of the art processes that you've been involved with in the past towers. Maybe you could supplement that information.
Actually, I have not. That was just I came in onto the commission at the end, pretty much the last few months of the previous one. But perhaps someone who has been with the commission longer, Carrie, maybe, or Kenyon?
Oh, sorry, Tim. I was saying Kim.
Oh, I thought you said Kim. Okay, Kim would definitely know.
So it is, they actually require the art to be of a certain program that they're able to put into a computer system. And so they will transfer, like Lisa said, in somewhat of a special form, the artwork is exactly the way it is, and they'll scale it and stencil it exactly the way that the artist put onto the water tower.
In the past, they've done a really stellar job of very precisely putting up whatever the approved design is. So it's yeah, they're really good at it. Really good.
I had a question about the colors. Did you get a lot of guidance from your surveys about colors?
Unfortunately, a lot of colors are not warranted, so that was a difficult part of the process. The red and yellow are like the only colors I could actually put in there besides blue and green.
Oh.
So yeah, the sun just fades the yellows and oranges and golds and reds a lot faster.
Okay.
Colors.
I was just thinking about how, you know, it's red river and it's red clay, and I love how the red and the gold trees really pop. And so I was curious as to why there weren't more of them. They're really they're a nice accent. And I just thought,
And
that makes more sense now.
We did decide to keep those in because that was a hit of the design, is to have that extra extra color in there, but unfortunately we can't do much of that.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Well, hearing none, I just want to thank you again, Michelle and your team and Lisa, for being here today and sharing that update with us. And it's fun to see this coming to fruition. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited about it.
Good for you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, let's move on to the next item on the agenda, which is a public art proposal. And do we have someone to speak to this?
Well, I'll let Kim introduce it, but this is my neighborhood and a project that I have been working on also with my neighbor Jen Templeton.
Okay.
I'm going to turn it right over to you, Lisa. So Lisa works at the city, so she knew that there was some process involved for public art installations, but her ongoing investigation at residents have identified some dumpsters that are city property that they would like to utilize. And so she, along with neighbors, have a proposal for your consideration. Lisa,
Right.
Explain a little bit further of how you came upon all of the.
Sure. I'm a new resident of Riverside Lofts, which is just at the river and Main Avenue, and we just love the location. And yet, you know, as we look at our front door to our beautiful building, there are 2 trash dumpsters, and there's no other practical place to put the dumpsters. But as I've been walking around downtown and seeing all of the growing collection of public art that we have, I had a conversation with my neighbors about, wouldn't it be nice if our dumpsters, you know, could be a little more fun and a little more attractive entrance to our front door. And we're very fortunate that one of my fellow residents is an artist. And she said, well, I could do it. And so I said, well, I'll work through the process if you will do the design work. And it's been a good partnership. So we have described in a proposal to you what we plan to do. And because we're also so close to the railroad tracks, I've been admiring the art, which is truly beautiful, on some of the railroad cars that pass by my home every day. And so some of that has been the inspiration for the designs that Jen came up with. We know we have some safety labels that we'll work through with our Public Works Department. And we want to differentiate the recycling dumpster from the trash dumpster. And so Jen has prepared started. So I will also
We're losing
building,
you.
and I have notified all of the units in the building that we are planning this proposal. So they've been notified. And there are 2 businesses located right on 4th Street that also use these same dumpsters. So once I get a little bit of feedback from the Art and Culture Commission, I will provide them a copy of our proposal too, just to make sure that everybody's well informed and understands what the concept is and doesn't have any objection to what we're planning. But I hope everyone will be as excited about it as I am.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I think there is excitement. And it's certainly, a unique project and one that, I admire you and your neighbors just kind of going to, just get this taken care of, and going ahead and getting started with proposals in the process here. So, does anyone else on the commission have any comments or ideas or anything you'd like to share here at the moment?
Well, earlier, when this was first brought up, I mentioned I had a private conversation with Kim, and from my personal perspective, working in refuse, I want to make sure that those cans actually stay there because they are city property. City transfer station and refuse have no obligation to actually leave those cans there. They can literally take them out of there all they want, and they also have an ROI, which is return on investment. After a certain amount of time, they either update them or, when they get damaged. I wanted something there to protect that art because I don't want our people to try and put forth any kind of effort just so that way an individual decides that, I just want to move that can. So Kim was going to look into that to make sure, basically protect the artwork to stay where it needs to stay.
Kim, do you have any insight on that? Thanks, Jeremiah.
I do. So after Jeremiah had asked questions, I reached out to our public works director. Our public works department is in charge of trash collection. And I asked Steve Moore, the director, what is the charge for those types of products? And he said, they actually look to see if businesses or domains would require a change out. But he also is part of our review team. So he was familiar with our concept when that part of the process was discussed.
Kim, excuse me, I'm really having a hard time understanding what you're saying. Is anybody else getting this feedback? It's really hard.
It's kind of going in and out.
It's going in and out and crackling and breaking up.
Yeah.
The rest of us should make sure we're probably muted so that we don't get in.
Yeah, if we're all muted, it might help. So Kim, would you try that again, please?
I sure will. I was just checking with my IT expert. I'm not used to this room that much either. So I was just making sure, and I think it has to do with the connection with the chambers and the distribution to the YouTube channel and all the different public distribution. But I did reach out to our public works director, who's oversees trash collection, and he said that particular building's trash amount of pickup and size has been quite consistent. And he even offered to allow the artist to put the art on a new bin. And so she can put the art on a new receptacle. And then once she's done with the art installation, he'll remove the older bins. And then they'll just switch out to the new bin to address Jeremiah's concerns and make sure that it lasts as long as it can. But of course, the proposers do know that it's a utilitarian device and that there will be some updates and upkeep and things happen too, so.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful.
I think it's really great. I love the idea that I will drive by and something that is utilitarian will also be attractive to look at.
Yeah, I agree. And maybe it'll catch on, maybe other people in the community will want to get involved with it.
Yeah, I'm already thinking that maybe over at the theater we ought to be thinking differently about our dumpsters.
Why not?
I included a photo of one from Duluth too, and it sounds like that they're taking that on too and making it, taking every opportunity to add something, beautiful to the urban landscape.
Great. Great. Well, so what action do we need to take here, Kim?
I need you to recommend approval to the city council, and then I will include a memo for their consideration at their meeting next Monday, September 28th. Once they make that approval, then the project can go ahead and be.
All right. Do we have a motion?
I would move that we recommend approval.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Kenyon? Kim?
I'm good. Yes.
Kim?
Dennis Kroll,
Did you get that? Yes.
perfect. Tim Willenstein,
Yes.
Jeremiah Jones,
Yes.
Harry Winterstein,
Yes.
Kenyon Williams,
Yes.
Larry Selchold.
I,
The motion is carried, and we'll move this proposal for public art to the next step. Thanks very much, Lisa, for bringing this idea to our attention and for pursuing this truly unique way to express public art in our city.
We'll send you a picture when it's done. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, project updates, and we have an update from Kim as far as the bench and box art that she sent us, as well as the geocache ventures. Kim?
So I believe last Friday, all of the art project from our bench and box project are all installed. Drive past Moorhead High, the traffic campus here, and then all benches are now installed at project. I'm not sure, we talked at a last meeting about having some sort of ribbon cutting for a celebration, and it's not really my expertise, so I haven't really any ideas of what that could be in this time of COVID where we need to be cautious of numbers and social distancing. But does anybody have any suggestions?
Well, we did, as is in the report here, we did have a conversation about that in August, and Kenyon Williams did mention that he might have a student group that would be willing and able to perform for that kind of event. Is that still the case, Kenyon?
Possibly. Since then, their schedule's gotten kind of full, so it kind of depends. It sounds like the main unveiling's already kind of happened, or are you still thinking about trying to do something here in the near future, Kim?
I think they're just installed, but I don't know if people don't drive past those areas. I don't know if they would know that it's there. So it would be more or less, maybe setting out a news release or something that would make it a little bit more public than just, oh my gosh, did you see that when you drove by?
Where exactly are? Well, let me ask a question here. Maybe get kill two birds with one stone here. The Drumline is going to be performing at the Moorhead Dairy Queen parking lot on Saturday, October 17th. Are there any benches nearby?
So there are 5 benches on 5th Street between Country Greenery, M&A, Shields, and US Bank parking lot. And then there are on 4th Street.
If someone in your office wanted to, we could easily kind of make it a connection to that. I mean, because we were just have a performance kind of set in place right now with Moorhead DQ in their parking lot at 2 p.m. on Saturday, this October 17th. So we could conceivably link that to like a community celebration of this thing and of the art benches. So I don't see why not. I mean, so yeah, if you want to get back to me about how we might do that, we could, walk over to one and play for nearby and then go back to the DQ parking lot or something. So why not? Yeah, sure. So let me know how you might want to do that. Yeah.
I think also, Kim, if we did a social media blast, lately I've been seeing a lot more things on Facebook from City of Moorhead, everything from, the parade, Moorhead Days, everything. So whoever's been working our social media account, thumbs up for that individual. Maybe that individual could go out and take pictures of, where they're at right there, and put it on social media to give more people turn an opportunity to know that they're out there with the drumline as well. And then kind of maybe coincide with the social media saying, listen, on this date, drumline's going to be there to turn around and, introduce the bench officially to the public.
Sure, I can definitely work that.
When we talk about a ribbon cutting or like a dedication, would there be, do you think we would go to all of the sites, or that we would focus on one that was maybe more centrally located to have the festivities, or have a closed circuit camera at all the other ones, or something that, I don't know, how to coordinate it logistically? I guess we can think about that, huh? How that might work.
Well, most of the benches are 5 out of the 7 are on 5th Street, so they're all pretty close to each other. So just maybe making sure that the businesses abutting would be okay if people would spill over.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's already kind of, that would just be a sort of a given then. And then if Kenyon's group could do it, that, it might be just have to find a central location that has enough space and the right kind of a setting for, for that. Although I think you're probably pretty flexible with that kind of a group, right?
Yeah, as long as not too far of a walk. Because they're going to be carrying a lot of heavy gear. But they are, because they're going to be playing further on in the community too. So by that point, they'll be pretty tired. But we could do something. I just think the central point would be where people could potentially gather. But I can't imagine a big crowd showing up. But ideally, this would be more of a photo op and AKA a 6 o'clock news photo op type of thing for the benches, and maybe someone there from our commission or the person who was most responsible for putting it all together would need to be there to talk to the news media about what it is and that sort of thing.
Perhaps we invite the art teacher and the students too.
That would be ideally. The drumline just there to make it obnoxious and let them do the the fun parts.
All right. Okay, so Kim, do you need anything from us at this point? Do you want to meet or have any kind of a conversation about planning something like that, or you guys have that under control?
I can coordinate with Kenyon on some of those that he's already got planned, and then I don't know if there's anybody else who wants to help or has ideas. You can sure volunteer and work out details if you have some good ideas.
Will we have a meeting before then? No. Probably not. Another meeting. Well, once we get times and all of that firmed up, and I guess what I would say now is just everybody pencil it in on your calendar for that day, and plan to be downtown Moorhead if you are available. It'd be kind of fun to see that come to fruition and be part of the celebration. That's always fun. Just keep us posted by email if you would, Kim.
Will do.
Okay, is there any other business on the agenda here today? I see none. The next meeting will be on the 19th. As I look back at the agenda, I can answer my own question. 19th of October at 4:30. And do we have any any other reports or anything that we'd like to share before we adjourn here today?
Well, as some of you might or might not know, I put my hat in again to run for City Council Ward 4. We'll see how it goes this time. Being that you really can't hold a whole lot of face-to-face meetings or rallies, I'm putting a good majority of my effort towards social media stuff. So we'll see how it goes. Either way, it's a fun and exciting experience.
All right. Best of luck to you.
In terms of my position, Kim, technically I'm supposed to be off the commission by now. What's the status of my replacement for me? I love serving with you guys, but technically I'm way past my due date, so I don't want to be causing any problems. Kim, is there anything we should be aware of, or do we need to be looking for people or anything? Or
I think the process is out of our hands. So there is a process that you apply for volunteers on a board of commission, and on your ward, or if you fit within the at-large applications are compiled with the city clerk's office, and then she disseminates those to the mayor and council board reps for their consideration, and then they're supposed to do some reach out to select those people for council approval. And so I have reached out twice. Every email you send, I do forward it on, and it's out in the world of consideration. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything, but I know it's kind of a standing item on the council agenda, so maybe it'll happen soon. We do have Ward 3 Tim Eaton's. He will be moving, or has moved out of the ward, and then Kenyon's at-large seat, it has reached the term.
And I would say that as a, Ward 3, Deb and I have talked, and then she got very busy with start of the academic year, so we didn't get anything appointed by this meeting. And I just sent her an email, and I said, hopefully by next meeting we'll have a Ward 3 somebody replacing Tim Beaton. Kenya is a mayor appointment, so he gets the at-large person. So hopefully by next time we'll have a Ward 3 person.
Larry, just so you know, I also live in Ward 3. And so if you are looking for some potential ideas or folks that I might reach out to and invite to apply, I'm not sure where that application process is.
Well, there's 3 people that have applied, and I looked over and then asked Deb White. This would be my ranking as far as who I would call first and on down. And she's busier than I am, so I'm not, I'm not complaining. But anyway, and so yeah, there is that application. You probably all had to fill it out. So yeah, if somebody does it very quickly, their name would be thrown in the hat. But right now, there's 3 people that their names are out there that we've looked at. Yeah.
And then as far as soliciting names for the at-large position, is that, that's an appointed position by the mayor, is that correct?
Looks at every ward, every applicant on there that he gets to pick. So I told Deb, I said, he might rob one of ours, and then we only have our choice will be down to 2. And I mean, they're all good people. So, but I'd like to beat the mayor to the appointment, but we'll see.
Okay. Is there anything else that anyone would like to share today?
Just FMVA still going on with the studio crawl. So first weekend in October. So if you guys can go check out some artists, we'd appreciate it. We're doing everything we can to make it safe and such. The FMVA, for the people who are participating by opening their studios, we're getting face masks and sanitizer for each of the studios, and so we're hoping for good weather and good conditions. And
Excellent. Look forward to it. That's always a fun weekend. I'm sure it's going to be a little different this time around, but
yes.
But it is important that we show our support. Is there any kind of an online virtual component of it this year?
Not really. What we've done is there are artists who are going to be in the program who don't want to open up their studios, so we give links to their websites. That's about as virtual as we're going with it right now, you know, because we can still have open studios.
Okay, so that's, I mean, I think personally that's kind of neat to be able to see what artists have virtually,
Yes.
even if you could visit them. I mean, even if it was a normal year, I think it would be kind of. But they normally print the websites, don't they, with that FMVA flyer?
Yeah, it's usually put in with the stuff, but you know, with the online stuff, we'll have the links hooked up to their website, so you could go, you know, when you're checking out the brochure online, you can go to the person's website and check out their work, and then there'll be those of us who are going to be open and welcoming the public with open arms, but stay back a little bit.
Not open arms.
Just open arms, no hugs.
No open arms. Okay, well, it'll be fun. Have fun with that. Look forward to it. Anything else anyone doing that would like to share here before we go?
Well, I just want to let you all know Theater B is going to be producing, but we don't open until late October, so I can go into much more detail about that production. At this moment, we are planning for a very tiny in-person audience, and most of our audience will actually be able to stream the show live at home. And it's a show that involves the audience. The audience gets to vote on how certain aspects of the show proceed. And so we're putting together a pre-show video and lots of explanation about how the audience can actually interact with the actor even while they're in the comfort of their own homes. So that's our show that we'll be doing at the end of October and the first 2 weeks of November. It's called The Majority.
Nice.
Sounds like fun. We'll look forward to more information as that time gets closer. Any other performances or art happenings in the community that are upcoming? Okay, everyone. Well, thanks for your time today. Appreciate you serving on this commission and attending and participating. And at this point, we're finished with all of our items, so we'll call the meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.